Fortnite Kid, what's up? Kyla, hello. Patrick, hello. Someone sane, man. What's up? Jimmy, what's up, man? I've got a commission for a guy's cover to a book, and he had some ideas of like an homage to an old cover. So I'm trying to work out his character designs in this kind of a composition that he was wanting. Just trying to get the placements of them all.
This thing? It's what's going on inside of me. It's my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. It wasn't always this tall.
No, this is for Count Chocula on the Discord and in the chat here. He's got his own comic he's making, and I'm working on a cover for him. little ton nerd. The Master's End stuff is done for now. This is I'm starting the preliminaries for a rough drawing for a commission. This is for somebody else. Yeah, same here. I don't get requests for a lot of commissions, but this is a guy I know and I like him, and it's a chance to do something different for a minute. Jai Deep, what's up? Grant, how are you doing? Just drawing, right? Awesome. Grant, did I see you got another Kickstarter going? You're trying to do 3 per year. Wow, that is a commitment, man. That is a lot of effort. No, I get that. The only way to get your ideas out there. Pen Art Yokai says, I think I smell underrated. Mark, how are you? Special Edgar, hello. Pen art, you say my drawing is awesome, your art style is anime, but I can never figure out the lower half of the body from the head. It's just practice, sir. Just start drawing from reference and life. Just start drawing the human body, and then you'll start learning how to move it around. You just got to put in those practice hours of changing up, drawing differently from your preferred anime style. If you want to learn the human figure, you have to draw that real human figure. Then you'll be able to change it up. Yeah, what Special Edgar says, anime is just an exaggeration of real life. So yeah, we all gotta put in those hours to learn to draw real figures. But it'll eventually come. You just gotta practice. Grant, when you figure it out, explain it to me. Mark, you remember in the Kayfabe guys talked about each person's art style being where they basically destroy proper figure work? Yeah. Once you learn how to do it, then you can exaggerate it and kind of make it not look like you're completely faking it. Well, thanks, Special Edgar. I appreciate it.
Jerry Sander GMC, treat yourself and save. Up to $12,000 off new GMC Sierra 1500s. Jerry Sander GMC, North Salt Lake.
Mini Lecciantio. Hello. Sorry if I completely butchered your name. Excuse me. Yeah, pen art, spending at least an hour or two a day on just the body. You know, I've found that when I sat down and just drew from life, I was just able to pick up so much stuff so much quicker than trying to just figure it out on my own. And then you just kind of remember it and kind of apply it to everything else that you're doing later. It's so helpful. It's so important to, you know, use life reference in some ways. And then, you know, then go do some anime or whatever, drawing. You know, do both while you're taking some time to learn to draw. But I like some anime art styles myself, but it's not my default thing that I like. I like more traditional American comic type stuff. Yeah, they can make it look really so clean and clear. True. Expressive eyes, yes. Yeah, it's a valid, true art style for sure.
Music. It has the power to connect, to feel, and to move. Since 2012, the Global Citizen Festival has used that power.
Special Edgar. I tend to prefer it that way myself too. Again, it just kind of depends on the material that's being presented, but I like rendering and cross hatching and all that kind of cool stuff that make things look really dynamic. Jimmy stirring up some nonsense. He used to be one of my favorites for sure. No joke. Back in the day, lots of truth. Mike McMahon, hello, how are you? Mr. Jimmy Reyes knows who my favorite artists are. thanks, Mike McMahon. I appreciate you saying that. Just doing rough layouts for a commission for a guy's cover to his own upcoming indie comic, and so I'm trying to follow what he kind of wanted and see what I can figure out with it. I think so many of us, I would try to replicate Liefeld type facial structures and things. Like, for example, I remember that anytime I would draw a face and I had a nose, I would do something like, a nose, and then I'd do a mouth like he would do. And then from the cheekbones, he did this thing where the thing would come down and curl under, up and around like this. And I did that for the mouths all the time. And then you got the chin. But I was doing this like cheekbone thing. Yeah, I loved it when McFarlane inked Rob all the time. Yeah, that stuff looked legitimately awesome. I've thought about doing a video of all the stupid little artistic tricks that I would copy from the big artists that meant nothing, but I did them just anyway. Like every time, and so much of it was from Jim Lee. Whenever I draw a shoulder, like you got a muscular shoulder, and then like triceps and biceps, I'd always have to put lines under them like this. And I didn't know why I was doing it. And then the same thing off the big chest pectoral muscle. There was always lines there. Now I understand what they were doing, but I was just putting lines there because that's where everyone else put lines. Or I'd always copy Jim Lee whenever he did eyes. You got your eyes, and then the furrowed brow in between, like where you got your eyebrows, and this furrowed brow, like the lines in your flesh. I was always putting lines across it like that because that's what Jim Lee did. There's so many ridiculous things that that's what they do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just try and connect these. Anyway. Jeffrey Beats, good day. Good day. Pen art yokai. Anybody have any tips for starting out on drawing bodies? Well, I'll tell you what my approach is. If I could get this piece of paper in my hand. But pen art, if you're still there, the most basic thing I would say is when you're drawing the human body, you have to start with the very basic stick figure to get the gesture of what you want the figure doing. And it's the same if you're looking at some reference. Don't try to make the first line you put on the paper be the final line of the drawing. I've seen a lot of people do that, where they're like, this is I can't screw up this one line. Just be loose. And if you got some reference or not, but just start with like a stick figure. Like you get your head, and then just do like a center line for where the body's going to be, and then like where the shoulders and the hips are going to be pivoting at. And just start with like some kind of like basic stick figure and position it in whatever way you're going to do. I'm going to just default to some like standard wide leg stance superhero crap. But just start with like a stick figure. Get the gesture down of what you want to do first. And then start building on it from there. Stick figure sketches. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing here. Some shadow under it. He's got a cape hanging off him, flailing in the air. You know, pen art, it could. I had one of those. I still have it, but I never really ended up using it. To me, I spent too much time looking at it and trying to pose it. I'm like, just sit down and put pencil on paper and get some reference. Just go look up male bodybuilders. I mean, that's just one place to start. It doesn't always have to be big, strong, muscular figures, but, you know, that's traditional comic book nonsense. And just start drawing, but keep it loose. Be very quick. Don't spend a lot of time. Just like find a picture of a muscular arm and just start sketching out the muscles on it really quickly. Just let that pencil just slide around and just start figuring out what the form looks like. And then you can tighten it up later. And same thing with faces. Just start with your basic oval shape and figuring out where to divide the head, eyes, nose, mouth, where the ears go. Just start sketching. Just start putting pencil on paper and just like let that pencil just flow around. And just practice, man. There's so many potential ways. I learned to draw structure starting with this book called How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. And that's a good way to learn. There's a lot of really good information in there. Then you can start learning to draw old people, young people, everything. You just gotta start drawing is the thing. Don't overthink it. Just draw. Just get drawing. The more you think about it, the more you wonder about it, the more you ponder about it, the more you plan on it, the more you're just not drawing. ones are really hard to learn how to do. So don't skip on those. Anyway, back to my own thing I'm supposed to be working on. Jimmy. Jimmy's 1,000 times the artist I am. Ethan says, love your vids. I just found this old Charlton David Cassidy floppy that is now one of my weirdest comics. I would have loved to see you flip through it. See, I would flip through almost anything that's interesting if I have it. That's part of the trick of being kind of limited in my content, because I'm just flipping through the stuff I own and the stuff that I collected. And I've been picking up a few odds and ends here, but kind of hard to show a wider variety of content when I'm just showing what I own, which is a lot, but it's a lot of the same stuff. You can definitely tell when I grew up and what my interests were. Ethan, I don't have a P.O. box. I just have my mailing address. I've had a couple people send me some things. I had 2 boxes, like small boxes of comics sent to me. It was really nice of some people. One of them had about 50 books in it, and I've put like at least 10 or so of them on the channel. There's some other random stuff in there that I already own or wasn't particularly interested in showing, but yeah, I mean, I've had people, people have offered to send me stuff, and I don't mind, obviously. commission I'm working on is really interesting because this guy's characters are all like animal based. So there's like a giant ant creature, a hot girl with like bat like qualities, like this big leader creature that's like a lion creature, and then a female cowboy frog. And I did not mispronounce the description of that. It is a female humanoid, like upright walking frog dressed like a cowboy, or a cowgirl, I guess I should say. I was like, wait, what? All right, I will put in your cowgirl frog creature. He says, yeah, it's a girl. You can't really tell though. I'm like, no, I could not tell that this frog creature was in fact a she-frog, but now that I know. Well, that'd be fun, Ethan, if you want to do that. I wouldn't be objected to that at all. I've never drawn a frog in my life, let alone an upright walking frog thing. All new territory for me. Yeah, this cowboy she-frog thing. I don't even know what the character's name is. He might have told me and I forgot, but D-Man, what is up? Lol, hi, pop. Any reason artists use blue and red pencil? I don't have a exact reason for that. I discovered these Kohl Erase Prismacolor blue pencils, that they're erasable colored pencils, but the softness and the way that they flow around the page just works so much better for me in a sketching stage than a regular lead pencil. So that's why I use it. I know a lot of artists will say that it's a non-photo blue pencil. That's what artists use. It's not. It's not a non-photo blue. I don't even think that's necessary anymore because the way that they reproduce artwork is completely different. But it's just the way that this blue pencil just glides around the page for me. I like it so much better than just a lead pencil. I almost never draw with the lead pencil anymore. I don't know, Lolly. That doesn't. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't like soft lead pencils because the soft lead smudges so easily. This stuff does not smudge. It's sort of like that. It's like a soft lead, but it doesn't smudge. I hate smudging pencils. When I draw with pencils, I use a 6H. Trying to find my examples. Yeah, I use these. When I pencil, I use this right here. It's a 6H. I use a hard lead for maximum non-smudging. But it is a hard lead, so you got to be careful. Otherwise, you're like penciling grooves and like, riverbeds into your page if you're not light-handed. But I buy these. They come in a box of, I can't remember if it's 10 or 12. But yeah, Prismacolor, Kohl Erase, blue. And I also like the blue color. It's just something, it's just appealing to my eye, and I like it. So I do all my sketching with these basically. But like I said, I'm just trying to avoid smudging at all costs. Yeah, Ethan, they're always a mess. That's why I also end up doing a light box. I'm drawing on this really cheap, shitty paper. The idea is that once I go to the final board, I'll put a nice clean piece of Bristol board on top of it, do a light box, and trace, my own lines and get a clean pencil line. Yeah, light boxes can be fun. Oh yeah, lol, hi pop, if I'm saying your name right. I do that all the time too. It's such a easy subject matter, right? And fun. Here's an example of like my pencils after a light box. Like I've got the rough blue drawing underneath this. I guess I can separate it. Ugh, Jesus, of course the first thing I do is fucking rip the cardboard. Fucking, this tape is so cheap. But yeah, there was my rough blue of this one. And then I do the light box. And then I was able to have somebody ink it that just took it to a whole other level. Like, the inks on this done by Chuck Gibson are like, yeah. That's an example of my light box stuff. Something I was sketching at a comic convention recently, just sitting at the table waiting for money to start flowing, which never happened. Some more sketching. There's a rough light blue. I've got the finished pencils, or rather the finished inked drawing right here. So yeah, that was my rough blue, and then I ended up doing the finished drawing like that. I had a lot of fun with this one. It's another pencil. Hot dames are always great, right, Kevin? Well, I don't do digital drawing at all, not even a little bit. I will always draw on paper. Thanks. I try to get shiny metal textures to look a certain way. It's one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes I pull it off. Here's another rough blue sketch that I did. And then it's not completely finished, but the main figure is drawn. Yeah, I got this guy's guts hanging out. Another drawing I did there. old unfinished, just sketching, screwing around. This chick I know is wearing this dress, and so I asked her if I could draw her in that dress, and she agreed. She looked hot as fuck, dude. Like this dress that cuts up high across the front, this like elegant dress, but then she was wearing like these old like rustic cowboy boots. She is hot as shit, dude. God. Now it's just turned into me just showing off my shit. There's some sketching, goofing around I was doing. This one was fun because I did the blue sketch on this paper here, and then instead of doing a light box on it on a new piece of paper, I just turned it over and inked it on the back side. So that kind of that was kind of a fun little thing to do, just ink it on the flip side of it through the light box, so I'd only used up one paper. Well, thanks for stopping in, Ethan. I appreciate it. Jimmy, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. A lot of these were done on my live streams. Like this one, I remember I did because one time my son had a plastic sword and he was carrying a case around. He's like, "Look, Dad, I'm briefcase and blood sword." And for some reason, that phrase stuck with me. I'm like, that sounds like a comic book. Briefcase and blood sword. And I didn't know what it would be, but I just had to draw a guy in a suit carrying a briefcase and have a bloody sword. I don't know. I feel like there's an idea there somehow, but just a portrait of some hot girl. More of the same thing where I did a rough pencil on one side and then I just flipped it over on the light box and inked the back side of it. More screwing around there. This one wasn't turning out at all. This one was fun. Same thing on the backside. No. Just trying to play around with extreme shadows and lighting and underlighting, and it's just all goofing around, just all sketching. This one's interesting because a long time ago on my channel, like maybe a year ago, I did an inking demo. Like, here's how you do some inking. And I kind of want to do more, but it's like, who am I to teach anybody anything? I'm not trying to say like I'm good at it, but here's some steps for beginners. But this is what I used to draw to demonstrate some inking techniques, to do some feathering lines and like Kirby crackle with a fucking, what is it, a Q-tip. So yeah, that's what this one was all about. That was forever ago. I like doing these. These are figure drawings from reference. Yeah, Q-tip, Kirby crackle. You give me a hot girl with awesome shoulder and back muscles flexing with her bare back, I'll be like, you got my attention instantly. The rough blue line pencil of the drawing that Chuck Gibson inked for me the first time. Giant fist and everything. See, I like drawing naked girls. I'm nothing if not consistent. Oh yeah, there's the finished pencils, giant fist and everything. It's so embarrassing. Giant monster creature that my son created. He just did a sketch of this random thing, and so a bunch of us on the channel all got together and drew our own versions of it. This was fun. This was another live stream draw. All of these were done with reference from online. I actually kind of like every one of these drawings. I like this shadowed figure with just a highlight on her butt. I kind of like the muscular anatomy on the girl there, the facial features. I don't know. I feel like I kind of did okay on this one. God, I want to ink some of these blue line drawings. I forgot that I even did this one. I feel like this one came out pretty well. I like the way that one looks. The soft feminine curves of the body, everything, it's like it's sensual but not gross. Oh, Chuck, how's it going, man? Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was just saying, like, I kind of want to, like, God, I kind of wanted to ink that thing. I forgot that I did this one, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun with that one. This is like a ridiculous, exaggerated, like, self-portrait. Unfortunately, it's not too exaggerated, but somewhat. I had fun drawing this ridiculous face. God, I forgot I did all of these. These are all like live stream draws over the last year with Jessica. Remember what the hell I was doing this for, trying to draw like a scary zombie creepy face something. what the hell that was for. Started and stopped drawing cable. More online reference sketches. Oh, okay, someone's saying it was for the Cyber Masquerade group draw. That's right. Yes, I remember now. Thank you. Like, it was like a Halloween... Was it a Halloween thing when we were doing it? Or was it just the theme you guys all picked? This one was fun. I enjoyed doing this one too. You can't recall. Yeah. I felt like it was like a Halloween-ish theme, but that would be like a year ago. Which maybe it was. If I ever were to date my things. I remember I went and saw the new Kong movie, and I come home and had to draw him because I thought it was such a fun flick. So I got Kong there and Godzilla there. Godzilla's harder. He's with all that tiny scale texture on him. That one was tricky to do. Yeah. You know, Chuck, that's actually something that I was thinking of doing because I was drawing a lot of these with Jessica, and so I've actually got in hand. She brought me over all the stuff, and we thought about putting together a sketchbook of like live stream sketches or something like that. But I've thought about putting all of these into a sketchbook. I've definitely wanted to do that. That's on my kind of radar. Because some of these I like. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I would like to see from other people. Not that my shit's great or anything, but I like seeing people's sketchbooks. Do one every year. Yeah, kind of like a collection of all kinds of different stuff. I love seeing people's sketchbooks, a collection of stuff that they've done, just working out ideas. It doesn't need to be the finished, polished stuff all the time. But just the rough stuff, working out ideas. That's always more interesting to me in a way. Like this face shot there, that one's fun. Tough girl flexing there. This was fun to do with all the lines. Just simple straight lines to delineate the shadow on her figure. Just goofing around with like inking a turtle face. You got a badass Joe Kubert book today? Tell me, what is it? Text the Lonesome Rider. It's a Western. Is it color or black and white? Yeah, look at that, Chuck. Giant fist and everything. Oh, you got a soft cover, black and white. That's probably the choice I would have gone with, 100%. The colors on the color version are not by Kubert, not that impressive. Yeah. I'm sure I would have made the same choice. Oh, is Adam Kubert a good colorist? I don't know that I've ever seen him do color work. That's interesting. Of course, what I don't know, you could just about fill up the Grand Canyon with, but... Yeah, I remember hearing that those guys, the Kubert kids, were like lettering comics at a super young age. It's awesome that the Kubert boys expressed and had an interest in art, because it could be that they just were not ever interested. Like, I'm not for sure if either one of my boys are going to be interested in art as they get older. They both will sketch and goof around, but I'm not sure if either one of them has the urge to draw like their dad does. And I'm like going to be kind of sad if not even one of them wants to do it. But I encourage them. They see Daddy doing it all the time. Imagine being 13 years old lettering a DC Comics book. Interest changes over time. That's for sure. I've always said that I was a latecomer to drawing. I didn't think I could draw until I was whatever year it was that first Ninja Turtle movie came out. I was like, I do not draw. I can't. And then I just reproduced that ridiculous little back-to-back image of the turtles that came in the cassette soundtrack, and I'm like, I think I can draw. And then suddenly I was off to the races, but I was a late bloomer. You can think of a few big name pros that here they are a decade or so into their career and don't really like the job anymore. Yeah. When art becomes a tedious job and not fun, I've never been in that position because I've never been able to do it for anything besides a hobby, so I still love it. I had a guy that's one of my old roommates, is one of the best artists I've ever seen. He went off to go be a tattoo artist. And after about a year of it, he put everything away and stopped drawing and sold his share in his tattoo business shop with his buddies. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I got so sick of drawing shit for other people. He's like, people come into the shop and want a tattoo design, and so I have to go home that night and draw it and figure it out and spend all kinds of time on it. Otherwise, they go to another shop. And he's like, I started to hate drawing, so he just quit. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, I get what he's saying, but yeah, Chuck has told you the view from the industry from the outside is very different than the view from the inside. I'm sure, not that I would know anything. I've heard the similar thing from you, and I get it. Hey Chuck, these are the rough pencil ideas. I've got to show it to that guy, Count Chocula. But did he ever get a hold of you? About doing finishes on this? Maybe I haven't. This is my first stab at doing something that he wanted. I got to send this to him and see if he likes the idea. But I'm just wondering if he ever contacted you. D-man, that sucks, bro. Okay. So I kind of thought that. I was worried about that, Chuck. Like, everyone's kind of waiting on me. So that's why I'm trying to get started on it. But assuming this is like he had this old, is it Avengers or a Fantastic Four cover he kind of had an idea of, so I'm kind of doing an homage to that-ish. I'll send this to him and see if he likes it, and then if so, I can just finish up the pencils on it, and then everyone can go from there. Oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah. There's like a team of 4 surrounding a big monster, so yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah, D-man, you got to find your joy in your art, man. I hope you do. It's a big, like, giant bug villain with claws and stuff, and I don't know. I guess we'll see what he thinks. I'll send this to him tonight. All right, Chuck. Well, thanks for stopping in, man. As always. Well, hopefully it's just like a phase, D-man, and you can pull out of that eventually, hopefully. I don't know what to say, man. I'm sorry that things are feeling so miserable for you. I hope that something kind of, that it passes and, you feel better about things. That does sounds like it's miserable, man. I hope you end up all right. Don't do anything rash. We all have to witness the end of the world anyway on November 5th, so. Thanks, Mark, for throwing that in there. I appreciate that.
Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Big
You're collecting all the classic X-Men's? That's something I've thought about wanting to do too, considering how much I enjoyed those things. Yeah, that's what I was liking about those classic X-Men is the bonus content. You know, a fresh new cover at the time, new backup stories, things like that, just to add to it. It was a really good idea, I think. No, it's not Psylocke. It's just my own character that I've been drawing forever. Um, you know, this girl, long black hair, carrying a sword, but you know, I gotta draw that naked body first before I start armoring it up. This girl, this is who it's gonna be. But it could be Psylocke. I could just pivot and make it her. I'd pivot inside Psylocke. Curse yet blessed 90s Psylocke. Yeah, I love that outfit they put her in. It's, you know, it's a badass ninja outfit. I like the color scheme, the random kind of strappy costume designs on her arms and legs. I always thought it looked really good. How many were awakened with it? I was definitely aware of what a really hot girl could look like, but then suddenly there was like comic books where there are drawings of hot girls running around. I'm like, how can drawings look so good? This doesn't seem right. Yet here we are. Comic books really brought it home, right? It's like, it makes me feel kind of funny. You seem to recall the bad girl era. Yeah, don't we all? Anybody want to preview what's going up on my channel? I think tomorrow I found something that I was so excited I completely forgot. An issue of Thundercats when Wildstorm was like got the license to do these 80s cartoons, but it's like 10 pages or so of J. Scott Campbell Thundercats art. It is so badass. I love this thing so much. I completely forgot about this thing. I love that page so much. Chitara, right? Especially drawn by Campbell. I never knew spots could be a thing. Like, can I count your spots, Chitara? See how far they go down? She's like, they're only on my hair and my back. I'm like, how do we know unless we look? Yeah, man. Campbell just, he's so good. There, how about that? There's some Chitara and Tigra. The colorist did an amazing job on it. There's your Chitara right there. Let's see. I like that running shot of her. I did do some of that, Kevin, where you look at them frame by frame. Sometimes the frame by frame of an animated thing doesn't look too great, but I thought that Thundercats one was actually like great artwork all the way through, you know. So yeah, there was this one. And then the other one that I found that I forgot that I had was a Thundercats Battle of the Planets. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, once you get older and you start watching, you realize, like, are they not wearing anything? Something is weird here. But this one, Thundercats Battle of the Planets, drawn by this, I don't know how you say his name, Kari Andrews, Kaare. Is it Kari or Kari? But he does this really animated style on these things that just looks fantastic. You know, Mark, when I was talking about this book, The Battle of the Planets, it was one of the earlier cartoons that as a young kid I would watch. And I it's one of those ones that doesn't hold up for me. Even the nostalgia is not there. It's a little bit silly. It's so rooted in like 1970s with the clothes and shit. There's some neat stuff, but it doesn't hold up to me. Thundercats, He-Man, Transformers, even though they are all kind of childish and silly, those hold up better to me than the Battle of the Planets did. But I was so young when I watched it, I have less memories of it than I do the others. I have just some vague images in my head as a kid, but then I'd rewatch parts of it, and I'm like, this kind of sucks. They got the Robert Burbles in here. They got Panthro and crew dressed like 70s daddy-os. Panthro literally says, "Stay cool, daddy-o." 7 Zark 7, exactly. It's so silly, but I mean they were all silly. But they're a bunch of bird heroes, right? You got to have the bird heroes go up against the cat heroes. Anyway, it's all fun. And then there was this double page spread of like both teams fighting these whatever the villainous monster things were from Battle of the Planets. I can't even remember. I used to watch the Super Friends, right? We're talking about the old show. They're like, meanwhile at the Hall of Justice. I used to watch that. I don't remember much about it, though, if that's what we're talking about. Yeah. I remember some of the silly sounds and the voices and the music and stuff like that, but I don't remember much about it, really. Oh, and I got this book going up. 80-page blockbuster from 1991, winter of 91. This thing is garbage, but the main conversation I have in this thing on the video coming up this week is this was my first introduction, and this is my first introduction to Steve Ditko, and I did not understand the appeal. I did not get it. I understood that Ditko was a revered, was and is a revered figure. So I'm like, oh, I've heard this name, and this is Ditko. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's like, it's Squirrel Girl. I did not understand. And I believe that I've been led to, like, this is not an example of Ditko's best work. But, it was just so stupid to me as a kid in 1991. I'm like, who the fuck makes a comic about Squirrel Girl and a bunch of squirrels taking down Doctor Doom? Literally happens. Doom shows up, captures Iron Man and Squirrel Girl, so she calls through a vent in the escaping spaceship and calls a bunch of squirrels up to her, and then they overrun Doctor Doom. And he's like, curses, foiled by squirrels. So, yeah. Yeah, Mark, you have this very... I did not get it. And this is probably the only Steve Ditko thing I've ever seen. Was it retconned? It was just a Doom bot? That's their way out of everything. It was a Doombot. It was a life model decoy. It wasn't really them. I know this isn't the best representation of Ditko's work, but Jesus Lord. So I was 14 years old in 91 when this come out, and I was just beside myself. What am I not understanding? And the rest of it was not that great either, but it'll be on the channel this week. Trying to mix up all these random ass things that maybe some people forgot about. Well, I think I'm gonna shut down my stream here. I've done all I can do for now. I didn't actually think I'd make it 2 hours, but here we are. So, I guess that's all I've got. D-Man, I don't know if you're still there, man. I hope you feel better, dude. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. You know, I hope you, you know, whatever's going on, shit works out, things, you know, things right themselves for you, and you feel better, and just take it one day at a time, I guess, literally. I mean, that's all you can do, right? Anyway, I guess that's going to be all for now, everybody. All right, Mark, Kevin, D-Man, if you're still there, hope you're doing all right. Everyone else.